What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, looking at a brand new support card for Spyrals coming out of Maximum Crisis called Spyral Gear Last Resort, and I'm actually digging the artwork. It reminds me of this super obscure animated show from the 90s. It was a cartoon show called Exo Squad. I'm sure almost no one is going to remember the show. It came out in like 1993, and all the characters look just like the artwork of this show. It wasn't even a good show. It's actually a shitty cartoon, but it just kind of reminds me of it. So anyways, I've read this card already. I think that it is flat out amazing. Like, I see no reason not to run it, and kind of makes me wonder why it wasn't in Dark Illusion, considering the way that Konami has kind of structured Spyrals and how they're supposed to kind of revolve around the super agent being the star of the show. Anyways, it is an Earth machine type. It is 1000 defense, 1000 attack, or level 4. You can target one Spyral monster you control. Equip this monster from your hand or field to that target. While this card is equipped to a monster by this effect, the equipped monster cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Also, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. Once per turn, if this card is equipped to a monster by this effect, you can send one other card you control to the graveyard. The equipped monster can attack directly this turn. So, to me, this is almost flawless support. And yeah, this should have came out like with the first set of Spyrals, because from my understanding, it seems like Konami wanted to build a deck around Spyral Super Agent being the star and getting him on the field and making sure that he can just kind of cause havoc. And it seems like all the other cards are basically kind of supporting him. Like the field spell makes it so that, you know, he's a lot harder to kill and you can bring him back from the big red, and you have cards in the that can be used from the graveyard that can protect him from destruction. This card basically does that all in one. Like, it basically does what the artwork appears that it does. It basically is a suit that you put on and you become near unfucking killable. I mean, yeah, your opponent can still kaiju you, or they can use non-targeting removal like, I guess, a Stormy Mirror Force, but outside of that, you equip this to a Spyral monster and it just allows you to do so much. It allows you to go offense. Even if your opponent has a bunch of monsters on the field, you can activate the effect and still attack directly. It allows you to be defensive because your monsters can't be targeted. They can't be destroyed by battle. You can just switch them to defense position and basically just stall the game out. This card is level 4, so you can use it for Exceed plays with Super Agent. I mean, you know you're going to run Super Agent, and Super Agent's going to hit the field a bunch of times anyway. So if you need to bust out the big guns, you can always normal summon this, special summon Super Agent, bam, Exceed right into a Utopia the Lightning. And I just like the fact that since it's a Spyral card, not only does it make your monsters basically unkillable, but then if you have the field spell up, it can't be targeted as well, so your opponent can't even like Twin Twister it. They have to get rid of the field spell, then they have to like get rid of this, and at that point they've used up a whole bunch of cards. I also think that the fact that it can be equipped from the field or the hand is really good, because it means that you can summon it, you can attack with it. I know the attack isn't that good, but you can attack with it, then it may phase 2. You can decide, no, you know what, I don't actually want to Exceed into your back row. You're just going to silence me. I'm going to go ahead and activate my, effect, and I'm going to put some protection on my monster. And it does feel like not only was this card meant for Super Agent, it feels like it is incredibly good with Sleeper, because it kind of means that Sleeper loses that Achilles heel. The Achilles heel of Sleeper is that if you kill his big ass, he will blow up your field, and then your opponent only has to deal with a Super Agent, but this makes the Sleeper unkillable. So your opponent's gonna have to like kaiju it or deal with it some other way. And even if your opponent does target this card, if you have Sleeper on the field, all you have to do is just chain Sleeper's effect and then give it up and just blow some shit up on their field anyways. And again, if they try and play, bitch Yu-Gi-Oh, where they're just hiding behind a bunch of monsters, just activate the effect and start attacking directly. In fact, people have already speculated that this can cause Spyrals to have a lot more OTK potential, because if you use the quick fix a couple of times, then you use this guy's effect, maybe you launch a quick fix, your dudes can start attacking directly. So I don't really think that there's anything about this card that I don't like. I think it would have been a little better if it would have been 500 attack, because then you'd be able to machine dupe it, because you're already playing machine duplication and Spyrals anyway, so it's like, multiple targets would have helped. But I don't know, guys, I think this card is almost perfect and what it does for the Spyral archetype. I mean, I'm not saying it's like the best archetype support ever. It's just, it is near perfect for the archetype that it was created for. It reminds me a lot of of Subterror Fiendish, and the fact that that card is basically perfect in Subterrors. This card is perfect in Spirals, considering you can search it and recycle it with the field spell. I think that probably 2 copies is enough. I don't think 1 copy is enough, because like if it ever gets banished, this is a card that I would kind of want at all stages of the duel, or I want to have access to. Maybe you have to use it as an exceed material and you still want to be able to use your protection on like a sleeper or something like that. So I think that this card is probably a 2 of. I'm not a Spiral expert or anything, but I still do know a good card when I see it. So what do you guys think of Spyral Gear Last Resort? It kind of makes me think that the other support cards are gonna suck, because the two cards that we have seen so far both seem good. I think that Sleeper just got a hell of a lot better because of this, because I was a little sour on Sleeper and the fact that he blew up your field, but now Sleeper plus Last Resort makes an extremely potent field. So you guys let me know what you think. Leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching as always, and subscribe if you have not already.